Hey everyone, Mr. Newman here, and today we're just going to do a few practice problems solving by taking the square root. So, let's get started. First of all, remember your goal is to get the squared term by itself, and then to take the square root and have the plus and minus, because there are two solutions. So, first I'm going to write out p squared equals 49. Then I'm going to take the square root of both sides, and don't forget to write the plus and minus. And then we have the square root of 49 is 7. You can actually type that in your calculator if you don't know that off the top of your head. And we get p equals plus or minus 7. That means there are two solutions, positive 7 and negative 7. Next, for number 3, x squared equals 16. So again, I'm going to write out x squared equals 16. Then, since x squared is by itself, we can take the square root of both sides. Don't forget to write the plus or minus. The square root of 16 is 4. So x equals plus or minus 4. And that's our answer. Our answers, solutions rather. For the next one, we want to get r squared by itself, so I'm going to divide both sides by 16 because it's 16 times r squared. When we get 64 divided by 16 is 4. So now we just do the square root of both sides and we get plus or minus 2. For the next one, I'm going to write that over here just so I have space. I need to again divide by 16 because it's 16 times x squared. And when I divide by 16 this time, I get a fraction. Well, that's all right. Let's continue with our process. Let's take the square root. And the thing you can know about fractions is, well, first of all, you're allowed to type it in the calculator to find out what that would be. But the square root of a fraction is just the square root of the numerator divided by the square root of the denominator. So we get the square root of 1 is 1, and the square root of 4 is 2. Don't forget to put plus or minus, so we have positive and negative 1/2 are the two solutions. For number 9, now we need to get the 25n squared term by itself first, so we subtract 2 from both sides. That gives us 25n squared equals 100. Now we're going to divide by 25 on both sides, and we get n squared equals 4. We've done this before, square root both sides, and plus or minus 2 those are our solutions. For the next one, the first step is going to be to add 7 to both sides. That way I'm trying to get a squared by itself. First I get rid of the subtraction, then I'm going to get rid of the division. We have a fraction here. Well, the square root of a fraction, remember, is the square root of the numerator. Square root of 49 is 7, divided by the square root of the denominator. Square root of 100 is 10. So we get the square root of 49 over 100 is 7 over 10. And don't forget your plus or minus. For the next one, we're going to subtract 4 to get started. We get 121b squared equals 81. Then divide both sides by 121. Again, we have a fraction, but let's just square root both sides. The square root of 81 is 9, and the square root of 121 is 11. So we get plus or minus 9/11. For the last one, we first are going to subtract 13 from both sides. And then I'm going to divide by 100. Well, we get 1, but we're not done yet. We still need to do the square root, and don't forget plus or minus. So plus or minus, the square root of 1 is 1, and we have two solutions, positive 1 and negative 1. Thank you very much for watching.